Hey guys. Okay, so this video is going to be super short. It's going to go over how to kind of edit on your own your papers before submitting it for your final draft, because what's happening this week? Yes, on Friday, your final research paper is due. So I want you guys to be able to edit your own papers. You're in 207, so this should be a fairly easy task. Also, I know I stated it in the email, this paper needs to be uploaded to Moodle. If you have gone all semester without having a submit button, then you need to have that sorted out. I will not accept it if you email it to me. So please make sure that you have that sorted out. You should check into that sooner rather than later. Only because, you know, IT is only there Monday through Friday. They're not going to help you on Saturday. So make sure you check that out, okay? So this peer edit paper I usually use for 101 and 102, but for obvious reasons, it'll help you guys out as well, okay? So it's a much more elongated list than the one that I provided in the email. So just go over it briefly. You're gonna make sure that it's written in Times New Roman, 12-point font, and it is double spaced. It has the standard margins, which is typical settings for Microsoft Word and Google Docs, okay? You have a heading, okay? So your name, my name, you'll see that I use this for 101, but this is going to say English 207, final research paper, November 13th, 2020, because that is the due date. You have your header, which has your last name and the page number on every page. The paper is broken into proper paragraphs and is indented at the beginning of each new paragraph. If there is no indentation, you will lose points, okay? These are very simple things that we lose points for, very silly things. Okay, next one. It's an interesting title. Don't bold it, don't italicize, don't put it in quotes, don't underline it, don't make it bigger. It needs to be size 12. There should also not be any extra spaces between your heading, your title, and the first paragraph of your paper. There are no extra spaces, okay? Your MLA citations need to be properly formatted, whether they are in text or parenthetical. Also your works cited page. Okay, so here's a proper parenthetical citation. You'll notice the period is after the closing parentheses. Make sure this is how you have yours. Otherwise, that citation goes to the next sentence. Okay, for a block quote, here's a block quote. Okay, here's my in-text citation. I put the author's last name, said that they explained this, blah, 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 blah. There's the page numbers, okay? You have a works cited page like this one, and it is in alphabetical order by the author. It has hanging indents. So the first line of the entry is flush up against that left margin. Then the second line of the entry is indented over one time, okay? All sentences start with a capital letter and end with punctuation. It might sound silly, but you would be surprised how many I get that are not this way. The use of first and second person are completely absent from the paper. I, me, you, we, our, us. Okay, you are using third, they, them, their, readers, viewers, listeners, watchers, persons, people. Okay, contractions are essentially absent. This is not something that I went over, but if you're struggling to get to that page requirement, go back, find all your contractions and uncontract them, okay? So instead of saying can't or isn't, put cannot, is not, will not, have not, should not, okay? It will lengthen your paper. All numbers that are under 50 are written out, okay? They are written out. Over 50 can be typed as a number, okay? Words are spelled correctly. Might sound silly. You would be surprised. Sentences do not begin with any of the following: and, but, or, yet, or so. Okay, we have however, although. Okay, use those. There's little repetition of words. The author does not say, you are the author. My paper is about, I am going to explain, or I did this. This is what this means. The conclusion does not necessarily begin with in conclusion, in sum, in summation, to summarize, okay? Think of, you know, transition statements, guys. Punctuation is inside the quotation marks, unless you are using a parenthetical citation, okay? So with this particular one, this is number 18, you then have probably already cited the author, and there are no page numbers. Okay, so it would say Godot stated, it is only through labor and painful effort, blah, 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 period. There's no page numbers because maybe it's a website. I don't know. Your ideas are fresh and original. Details are in places that make sense. You are not jumping all over the place. Each point you make is clear. You use specific details from your texts and supporting sources, and you also explain them. Okay, there is no missing information. Each paragraph begins with a topic sentence that transitions easily into your next point. Your point has details or quotes to support it. Each detail or quote is completely analyzed and explained. Okay, you have enough of an analysis and explanation that there are no questions. And this also makes you a knowledgeable writer about the topic. The topic is small enough to handle, negate that. I don't know why it's there. That's for 101. It holds readers' attention. Okay, you don't lose focus. You don't jump all over the place. It is long enough that it feels complete, but it's also short enough that it doesn't feel like it's taking you a year to get through. Your beginning, your introduction, hooks the reader in. The paper ends at the right spot and leaves the reader thinking. Paper does not include any unnecessary information. Sentences begin and end differently throughout the paper. There's a variety of sentence lengths and types. Okay, this means that you're not writing in fragments the entire time. You're not writing in, oh my gosh, I can't, dependent statements the entire time. You have complete sentences. You have, oh my God, my brain's just not working. I'll come back to me. Weak words are replaced by strong words. However, don't overuse the synonym button because sometimes you end up losing the meaning of what you were trying to say. And then, you know, lastly, that you feel good about your paper. I know everything sounds kind of negative, but that you feel good generally about your paper, okay? And then I just wanted to look at the quick one that I had in the email as well, okay? So essentially the same things that I went over with this peer edit paper worksheet thing. 12-point font, Times New Roman, double space, heading on page 1, title, headers on all pages. Your works cited starts a new page. It is alphabetical order by the author. It does not have bullet points or numbers, no first person, no second person. You're writing in third person, okay? And then your quotes and citations. This should be fairly easy. If you have questions or you would like me to look it over before you submit it on Friday, that is fine. Please send me a message, an email, whatever you got to do, and I will help you guys out, okay? I think that's about it. So I'm going to stop my share, and I hope you guys have a good week. I hope that, you know, I hope this all works out for all of us to have it due this early. But we'll see. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a good week. Bye, guys.